If we high and mighty people here.
Right, exactly.
We only like the best.
I have nothing in here.
I don't either. I drink it all.
They call us the Ramblers. Yeah, the Ramblers. We ramble on and on and on and on and on.
We just saw X-Men Apocalypse. As you can see by my shirt, you can probably guess.
We don't have cups to match, but...
No, we do not. But we will make it work.
Yeah, eventually. So, X-Men Apocalypse. Let's go ahead and do a first or what we expected before.
I expected it to be just okay.
Yeah, I didn't expect much from this movie. I expected it to be as decent as X-Men 1, maybe. I thought this would, beforehand, this would definitely be the worst of the First Class trilogy, I guess you'd call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the First Class.
Just with the old cast,
yeah.
like Fassbender and...
Yeah, I thought it would be the worst of that. I thought it would be below average, I'll say that. So,
Do you want me to start with you?
Well, let's start with things we liked.
You want to start with things you would like?
Yeah, because that's the smaller list for me.
For you, yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll start with things I liked.
Okay, yeah.
Because I have fewer. Things I liked.
We actually have differing opinions on this video.
Yeah, so...
I mean, they're close, but I think we view certain things differently. So.
Quite a few things, I feel. And, oh, again, we don't have a third person just because we didn't really plan on this beforehand. These are kind of impromptu
No, we
videos.
just walked in the door.
Yeah. And we weren't planning on this until before today.
And it's almost 1 o'clock.
So,
in the morning.
Yeah, which is our normal. So, things I liked. Right off the bat, the Quicksilver scene, of course.
I would say it was on par with the Days of Future Past scene.
It was great.
There was more going on in this one, but I don't know. Yeah, I think the reason I say that is because when I first saw the one in Days of Future Past, I'd never seen anything like that before, and it was just such a surprise.
And this one you kind of expected, but it's still good.
Yeah, definitely.
Still just...
It doesn't disappoint.
It's also a lot longer than the one in Days of Future Past, but it's able to keep it fresh the whole way throughout. You don't get bored while it's happening, even though it's rather lame.
No, we were cracking up.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's the one time in the movie I laughed because the movie wanted me to laugh. Not because I was laughing, because other reasons. Michael Fassbender's great. I forget the...
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, thank you. Jennifer Lawrence is great. So, the returning cast from first...
I mean, that could work too.
From Class. First cast from Class. They're all good, they're solid, as is expected. I liked all the unintentional sexual innuendos.
Every time Apocalypse pointed out...
Full of them.
Yeah, Apocalypse said a lot of things that I don't think I would have noticed, but every single there's a lot.
There
of
were
them.
so many. It was so.
I'm coming for you.
Just reach down.
There's so many.
And feel it.
After he mentioned it, it was
so
obvious.
Bad.
But I honestly wish you didn't mention it because now
it makes the movie hilarious. I guess that's all I got.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it probably at the end, but there's one scene at the very end of the movie which will make any X-Men fan giddy. I was cheesing it up basically the entire time.
I was too. I was just gonna say.
Yeah, he was making some interesting childish noises.
If you watch the cartoons, you'll definitely get excited.
Agreed. Other things, like you said, the returning cast is great. Fassbender's good in everything. Let's be honest. I liked Cyclops. Okay, he did not like the actor who played Cyclops. I thought he was fine. I don't hate James Marsden, but he just wasn't in it as much, and they made Cyclops more of a central character in this movie, which I liked.
Not a good character.
That's where we're differing. One of them.
I mean, he's a punk kid. There's like nothing redeeming about him.
Well,
he's a douchebag.
How is he a douchebag?
Like the way he acts to Jean and all that stuff. And like as soon as he gets his glasses, then he's just like, hey, America.
What?
Like when he's just like lounged in the chair and he's just like,
I like his character.
The thing American about this place is that
he
used to be British.
If we're gonna be honest, his brother is more of the douchebag in this movie.
His brother was a better character than he was in this movie.
Not in this movie.
Yeah,
maybe in First Class, but his brother was Haddock's hardly in this movie.
But I actually liked him.
I liked him, but he was hardly in it. I mean, what, 2 scenes maybe? This movie did a good job, I will say, of setting up whatever they're doing next, if they are planning on doing another X-Men movie with this cast.
Yeah.
Because they set it up really well. I
They
don't see
did
them...
set up quite a few things that could...
After bringing in the younger Storm, the younger Cyclops, the younger Jean, all of them, I think that... I don't know why they wouldn't make another movie off of them. I don't see them doing a one-off.
The beginning of this movie was really disjointed. Not the beginning scene where it introduces Apocalypse, which that was terrible. Like, it's just like he's a character in a room. There's no reveal for him. And when it does reveal him, which, like I just said, it didn't really, it's very underwhelming. And I get why it was for a plot piece, but it wasn't good. Like, they could have had him in like a sarcophagus or something and not have it revealed until he's resurrected or something cool like that. Yeah. His resurrection scene, that was so stupid. I guess he wasn't really resurrected, he was awakened. But it's like the agent, the CIA agent from First Class.
She just happened to be there on the exact moment that they were going to
happens to
resurrect
go
her.
down in a hole. And
Yeah, how did she even know about it? I guess she'd been researching
She'd been
it.
following them, I guess, but and they conveniently had tattoos on their neck to show her which members they were.
Yeah, they conveniently were.
And she was like shining a flashlight down a hole, a deep dark hole, and the people were literally 6 feet away from her, and they didn't see each other until she was right up on them. That was stupid.
I guess we're spoiler. We're kind of being spoiler now.
That's it's introductions. It's fine.
It's not important.
Minor
spoiler.
yeah. I mean, you know.
Very minor
He's
spoilers.
coming back. Sorry. She was really stupid in this movie. She got on.
That actress is not stupid. I think her.
She's a fine actress. I feel like her
She
character
was a little shoehorned in.
Yeah, very much. Just for one final end scene that had no bearing on it at all.
No, I mean, I think they were more setting her up for later.
Yeah.
Maybe more than anything. I don't necessarily hate when movies do that, but you can tell it
she
shows.
Was blatantly annoying at times, at least to me.
What's her name?
Exactly.
No, like I know her actress, I just forgot her name was.
Rose
Byrne, I remembered. Rose Byrne.
Especially in later scenes in this movie, she has no business being anywhere where she is. Like, in this entire movie, there's no business of her being here at all. It feels like the actress needed, like,
She just needed to tell them about Apocalypse, pretty much.
It doesn't even feel like that. It feels like the actress just like needed some money, so like the producers were just like, "Here, we'll put you in this movie."
Like Rose Byrne's searching for money.
I don't think so, but that's what it feels like. It feels like the daughter in the third Godfather movie. Which you haven't seen. I haven't seen. I just know she's bad, really bad. So much so that she ruined the movie. Apparently, we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen any of them yet. We're terrible movie critics.
I know.
If we haven't seen the Godfather movies.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. The beginning of this movie was so disjointed. I forgot, like, certain characters had already been introduced in the movie. Like, it jumps around from place to place
Kinda like
so
Nightcrawler.
much.
Sorry. It's late.
Anyway, it jumps around from place to place so much. Like, I legitimately forgot that these two characters had been introduced in the movie.
And one of them was. Yeah.
One of them was Nightcrawler. Like,
No,
that's...
he was good. That actor.
He wasn't
Nightcrawler.
bad.
To play Nightcrawler, I mean, Alan Cumming was good as the original.
He was great.
He was really
him.
good. But I mean, as a young actor, I mean, he played Nightcrawler fine.
He was okay. Better than Cyclops. And Jean was terrible.
Jean really was. I mean,
was
that actress is from Game of Thrones, I think, and she just.
Yeah.
I she was. I heard she was pretty good. I mean, I think it was just the script.
I don't know what happened.
Maybe. I mean, I'd like to think it was the script because I've heard she's a pretty good actress.
She is. She's very talented.
No, I don't feel because it felt like it was her fault part of the time.
It did.
It felt like she just wasn't very good or didn't care.
It's like George
or...
Clooney and Batman and Robin. It's like, what happened?
Mm. Yeah. Anything else?
Not a lot happens until the end of the movie, and by then you don't care.
And I'm briefly.
It has
mentioning that.
Foxcatcher syndrome. That's what I'm calling it.
I'm shocked.
Really? Same problem. It's where nothing happens till the end of the movie, and by then you don't care, and that's becoming a trend in movies that really scares me.
I mean, I mentioned this before.
I mean, this wasn't as bad.
Batman was really bad with that, but this kept me intrigued. I mean, I wasn't really bored ever. I mean,
I wouldn't say I was bored. I didn't care. Like the final,
okay, yeah.
The whole movie was supposed to be building up for this final fight, but by the time it happened, like I didn't care about anyone.
Yeah, I was
like,
just ready
anyone
to see
could have
something
died, and I wouldn't have cared. Except maybe like Xavier, or Magneto, returning characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else before we get to spoiler territory?
The humor in this movie I didn't like, except for the Quicksilver scene.
And Xavier was pretty funny too, at times.
Yeah. There was this one where it stabs a joke, and it was in the middle of this really dramatic scene, and right after it's really dramatic. Before and after it's really dramatic, and it's just like.
I'm not remembering which one.
It's in the welding house. Also I'm pretty sure there was...
when he says something to the Apocalypse?
Yeah.
I would say that was a joke. I mean, it made me laugh, but I mean, it was kind of just there to be there.
It felt like, yeah, but that was such a serious scene right after what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
That should have been very dark, and they decided to throw a joke in there, and it kind of trivialized the whole scene. Yeah, I forgot to mention the CGI also sucks in this movie. Apocalypse. The way he kills people is really funny. I straight up laughed.
Which
the
part?
guy in the wall?
Yeah, I was... Can we just get to spoiler territory so we can actually talk about it?
Not quite. At the beginning of the movie, there's some brutal deaths, which I actually kind of liked. They were a bit CGI.
Yeah, it felt like they were just kind of, by the end, they were just kind of running out of room. This is PG-13. We can't go full Deadpool.
Yeah, but they were really violent. But then every way that Apocalypse kills people, it feels like Saturday morning cartoons. The way he's doing it.
Oh, yeah, a little
very
bit.
PG.
A little bit.
I didn't like how much Magneto's character changes, like it does in every movie that he's in.
Yeah, his character changes a lot, but I mean, it was for good reason, I would say, in this one.
It's just...
It's just becoming a trend.
It's a trend in every single movie where his character changes.
I don't know what side Magneto... Which, the comics are pretty... He's never
he's a villain.
He's pretty evil in the comics.
Yeah.
They make him more relatable.
He's regarded as one of the worst, the most evil villains.
Yeah. Well, maybe not evil. I mean, he doesn't think he's evil. He thinks what he's doing is right, which is what I like about Magneto. I mean, a lot of villains, like Dr. Doom, know they're villains. I mean, I think they did a good job of mentioning, kind of throwing back to the old movie, to First Class especially.
Oh yeah,
talking about it.
That is one thing. If you haven't seen the other X-Men movies, a lot of things in this movie won't make sense.
And there's a point in this movie where they literally make fun of themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say what it is.
They were making fun of X-Men 3, but honestly.
Oh, you think they were?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were talking about this movie because
after you see the end of this movie, you really feel like they're making fun of this movie, and.
Well, I think it was making fun of itself.
No, it wasn't. They're not going to plan their movie being bad. They were talking about 3.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Really
I guess so. Yeah, I guess.
Know.
Well, this was the 3rd movie.
Or the 6th.
But not in this trilogy. They call it a trilogy.
They're not going to call their own movie bad within the movie.
Fine, whatever.
That'd be like Jar Jar saying
it makes sense.
It
makes sense. I just.
This is a very bad movie.
It's kind of like when I watch these, though. I forget about the original because I kind of forget about that trilogy because it's just it's not canon. I mean, it's canon, but it's not.
I'll never forget. Okay, yeah, that was stupid too.
What?
That was really
you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that. What?
See, it looks like we're just talking about the X-Men, but you know.
This movie
that was
random scenes. It tried to be campy and funny, and the rest of the movie it was not at all. This is not a comic book movie. It doesn't feel like it. It's not a fun movie. It's very
I would argue it's fun at times.
But nothing happens until the end of the movie. A superhero movie, at the very least, especially for Marvel and DC, except maybe Watchmen, it has to be fun. This movie wasn't a fun movie. Like, there can be superhero movies that are not that great of movies, but if they're fun, then you still enjoy it. Because that's the beauty of comics. I mean, there are bad comics out there, but they're still fun to read. Because they're fun to read. This movie was not fun, and because of that, to me, it's a failure as a superhero movie. Like, at one point, I never had fun. And, like, it seemed like at points, like, it wanted to be fun. It wanted to be a fun movie. But then...
The ending fight was underwhelming, I'll say that.
Yeah, very underwhelming.
Can we get spoilers now?
We're gonna put right here, spoiler warning. Because now we're talking about spoilers. If you don't want to...
Spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, or you just don't like spoilers, don't watch this.
Spoilers.
Now, if you've seen the movie, or you do like spoilers, then
this is for you. If you don't want to see the spoilers, there's a link right here. Click on my hand and it'll take you to the ending comments and bloopers. If we have. We're such professionals, there won't be any. So spoilers. Click here if you don't want the spoilers. Here. 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 Not here.
or there.
This. Here. Okay, spoilers. You've been itching to talk about this, so please. The Wolverine cameo was stupid.
I didn't want to start there, but yeah, it was very shoehorned in.
Yeah.
I did like how animalistic he was. Like he, like the long. I love the long hair.
Yeah.
That looked cool. But they literally just give him his memories back and send him on his way in the snow.
Yeah.
And I did like the joke that Scott said that he's like, hope we never see him again.
Yeah.
I chuckled, but that was pretty nice. That kind of ticked me off.
I also feel like they definitely revealed him too soon. He disagrees with me on that. It would have been way cooler if we had it, because I mean he's in a box, you don't get to see him, and then when he steps out, you get the reveal of him. I think it would have been way cooler if like you see the latch releasing and like you see his footsteps out, and then you just hear like sounds of the whole place. It's in the facility from X-Men 2. You just see the whole place getting destroyed, and you see the blood on the walls, and you see like flashes of his it would have like an animal attack. That would have been awesome. And then just at the end, when they see him, then they reveal him. Because I mean that's the only part where you need his reveal. So I mean less is more. At least in that scene too.
Easiest money Hugh Jackman ever made.
Yes.
He didn't even speak at all.
No.
He literally just
It was like Vin
did
Diesel
this.
was Groot, but even
and grunted.
yeah. He didn't even do the yell. He didn't even go ah.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
He went the ah. Really?
Yeah. For sure.
I don't think so.
Yeah, when he like jumped in the air and came down on the guy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a fun scene to watch.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
a
kind of
short time
It
to
felt like they could have easily taken this out and nothing would have changed.
You could have had a cool fight scene with.
He helped them get away by taking out the guards, but they
Yeah,
could
but
have
you
done
could have
that.
had a way cooler fight scene where you have Cyclops and Jean and Nightcrawler. You could have had a fight scene with them, because we honestly didn't get to see a fight scene with them until the very end. We didn't get to know the characters we were supposed to know, and yet we've had Wolverine movies over and over.
Yeah.
We've seen him time and time again. I mean, it's cool to see him again.
I like the trend that they're doing, at least with Hugh Jackman in every movie, but it's getting like this. There was no point in having him in there. Like I even like the First Class cameo. That was great. I loved that. He said 2 words.
In this movie, Magneto has his wife and he has a daughter.
Not the same. It's not. If you know, Quicksilver is also his son.
Yeah.
But it's not the same family.
It's a Polish family.
He left that woman. I don't think he even knows that he has a son.
No. But like when we see Magneto, he's working in a metal factory, which I think is really stupid because that's like you having a former addiction to weed and then you're working on a weed farm. It's not good, man. But anyway, he's working in this metal factory and like you get like 2 scenes with his family where you see in one scene he loves his wife and you see in the other scene he loves his daughter and he talks about a pendant on her neck, which he then talked about his parents and how they're always with her in her heart and in this necklace.
Then they die.
Yeah, then they die. There's an earthquake that happens, which happens across the world, which they did a really bad job of showing.
It wasn't across the world, because I was false, because it didn't. The X-Men mansion shook because of Jean, not because of the earthquake.
Yeah.
It just it kind of felt like that, but I think it was just part of it.
It apparently went from all the way from Cairo to Poland. But they didn't like show that at all. It's just like in Cairo it happens, and then suddenly in Poland it's also happening. But anyway, piece of metal almost falls on a worker.
Yeah,
Magneto instinctively saves him and realizes the error of his ways, and then he panics. He goes home to his wife. He's like, we need to get out. He convinces her after like 2 lines of arguing, and then they can't find their daughter, and they go outside, and there's a bunch of cops there who have his daughter, and they've taken all the metal off. They realize who he is.
Because of what he did in Days of Future Past. Because he
Which-
broke out of the Pentagon and...
Yeah,
Basically
they did
tried to kill the
like
president.
they did show that they did like acknowledge Days of Future Past, which I thought was good. Like in, like at the mansion, like you see it on the news and you see them talking about it. I thought
It's been 10 years at this point.
I thought that was good, but then
The
really stupid thing happens.
Yeah, the guy with the bow and arrow just kind of lets it go by accident.
Yeah, they all okay. What happens is like Magneto says like take me in, just leave my daughter, and the cops are like sure fine, and they start to tie him up. They don't have any metal on them. They were actually smart about that, and then it turns out the daughter is a mutant, which is really shoehorned in.
Yeah, what could she even do?
Like
Control
the birds.
The birds?
The birds just started attacking people, just like Hitchcock.
Yeah, they just kind of didn't...
They just started attacking
They didn't explain her powers at
the
all.
cops, and Magneto's like, oh no, she can't control
I kind of
it.
forgot about that until you mentioned it.
Yeah, exactly. And then one of the cops like has a bow like half drawn because a bird swoops at him. He accidentally lets it go. And it's able to pierce through 2 bodies, right in the heart of both Magneto's daughter and his wife. That was stupid. I'm sorry. That was stupid.
You don't think it would have actually gone through both of them?
No! Especially how it was drawn. It wasn't like a compound bow or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like a homemade bow and arrow.
Yeah, like you said, on paper it looked better. I mean, it got the point. I think it got the point across.
I feel like
it wasn't very well done.
I
but it
feel
got-
like they wanted to like shoot them, but then they were like, "Oh no, Magneto, we can't have a gun. Let's just put a bow and arrow there." So then Magneto takes the pennant and kills all the cops, which could have been a really cool scene.
That was cool.
It's like almost like just behind his shoulder, and it just happens and it's done.
He puts it through their necks. What did you want?
It could have been a better it could have drawn out.
It was dramatic. I mean,
I feel like
he
it could
was
have been
in
better.
tears.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been better. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it could be better. After his family are killed, then he goes to the metal foundry where someone tattled on him, and then he starts talking English to them, and they were Polish. Like, the rest of the time, the movie was good about actually keeping the languages with the right languages.
Yeah, I wouldn't have caught that, but he did.
He just randomly is talking English to them, and they understand him. Maybe they'll speak English and they choose to talk Polish to him. I don't know. Anyway, it's like this really dramatic scene, and he's about to kill them all, and then Apocalypse and Angel and Psylocke and Storm just teleport behind him, and he's like, "Who the F are you?" And like, it was supposed to be funny, and it was just this really awkward moment in what was supposed to be a dramatic scene. Then Apocalypse just kills them all. And
It made me chuckle, but I mean, it was just kind of
It-
there
but-
to be there.
Yeah, and then like after that,
Like,
then
we
they-
have one F word we could put in this movie. Let's do it.
Yeah, and then they go to Alcatraz with a kind of inconsequential scene where you basically just find out that Magneto can pull metal out of the ground. Cool. It's just Apocalypse unlocking Magneto's power.
Mm.
Random nitpick. I wish Apocalypse was bigger. We were talking about the dislike in his design, but every time you see Apocalypse in the comics, cartoons, anything else we've seen him in, he's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, like Thanos size.
Yeah, I just wish that had happened. Like, the fact that he was like, I think he was shorter than Psylocke. He was either right
Yeah,
at
he was
height with
pretty- he was
Psylocke
pretty
or
short,
he was
yeah.
short. And like, there was already padding in his boots. You could see that whenever he was walking.
One thing I did like, the only aspect of Jean that I liked, well, in the comics she's called Marvel Girl, which I think is a dumb name, but
They changed that.
well, no, she's a good guy. That she's called Marvel Girl.
No,
But-
she's the Phoenix. And then
She's
she's,
changed
the
when she's
Dark
back.
Phoenix. When she's back.
Oh, did they change? Oh, she was originally Marvel Girl. Anyway,
Yeah. Which is stupid.
when her powers are unleashed, it's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
liked it. I liked they showed like the fire behind her and the
Yeah.
Phoenix. That was kind of cool. I liked it. I geeked out a little bit.
Yeah. I was hoping that they were going to like show a glimpse of the Dark Phoenix, because they show that in like one scene where she makes the walls bubble.
They're teasing, and this is the first movie with Jean as a young. I mean,
It's just
they're-
because they made such a big reveal over her powers. It would have been cool if they just like at the end, like when the Phoenix starts to go, if they made it like black or something. Just a little
Yeah.
something for fans. There was hardly any fan service in this movie.
No.
Like there was no subtlety.
Okay, one thing I will say. The scene that I was talking
thing
about.
he wants to talk about a lot.
The very end. That at the very end, you see Charles, and he's bald now after the thing with Apocalypse.
Yeah.
He's got his blue suit.
But in his imagination against Apocalypse, he does have hair.
Yes, because
it's his world.
Yeah.
He can have hair if he wants.
Exactly. Just like Apocalypse can grow into 30 feet, which in the comics he can grow in real life.
Yeah, like when I saw that in the trailer, I was excited they were actually like giving him that power, and then they just when
I think
Apocalypse grows in the trailer, he just
It's just in a dream, or it's in his head.
Yeah, it's in
Charles'
a mental
head.
battle between Charles and
Yeah.
Apocalypse,
I think it would have
which
felt,
I actually kind of liked at the beginning, but towards the end,
the movie I think would have felt over the top if they actually did that. I mean, he was OP enough.
It's about time X-Men went over the top. It has played it safe since day one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that.
Like they don't feel like comic book movies, honestly.
That's Future Past a lot like comic. All the Sentinels, that was awesome.
Barely.
In the future,
They need to go way more over the top. Yes, the future did.
What I was getting to, when it shows him, it shows all the X-Men, like Cyclops, Beast, Storm, Jean, and there was one more, Nightcrawler. And then it shows Mystique leading them because she has experience and a little bit more experience because she's been doing this for longer. But it's all of their comic costumes and they look great. I mean, it's
especially Cyclops.
Cyclops looks amazing. Oh my gosh, just spot on. Even Nightcrawler's red suit. X-Men has always had a problem, especially Bryan Singer, with the costumes. Always just dark black. Just I mean, did I say dark black? Black.
Yes.
Black,
it's not correct.
Black suits.
Black.
They even make a joke in the original X-Men where they're in the plane and Wolverine comments on the suits and Cyclops says, "What would you rather have, yellow spandex? Or what would you prefer, yellow spandex?"
And all the fans were like, "Yes!
Yes, we would." And they never did it, and this is literally the 8th X-Men movie if you're not counting Deadpool.
Like X-Men 3 where like they got close where like they gave them like trim. That was their color, but that was it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, really?
Just
really,
like
guys?
that's what you did, like you couldn't give them anything else.
Like that looks worse than the costume.
Exactly. I mean, I think they didn't want to be too comic booky, but now that's kind of after seeing...
That's the thing. That's
Civil
what I'm
War's
talking
bright
about.
and colorful.
That's the thing I'm talking about where they're playing it too safe. They're like scared to make comic book movies.
Yeah, exactly. Just go all out.
Which Marvel was too. That's why Scarlet Witch still sucks.
Oh my gosh, she's not so...
They need to go over the top with it. People need to realize that...
She wasn't that good in Age of Ultron, but she was really good in Civil War. Okay, that's a different argument.
It's like the day and age of comic book movies. Like, you can get weird. We want weird. We want comic book.
What did you want? It was a movie with 12 Avengers. They didn't have a lot of room.
No, I'm saying, like, give her magic. Like, in the X-Men movies,
Okay, that aspect. Okay.
Yeah.
She's still super powerful.
I'm saying, like, get mystical. Go crazy with the villains. Make them over the top.
Whatever, it's done. Does it matter if it's mystical or not? It's the same powers pretty much. She just got them in a different way.
Are you kidding me? She's not even close to the comics, man. She is so much more powerful in the comics and she has so many more abilities.
Well, she's not. This is her second movie.
I know, but like from birth she's had them.
Yeah, because she's a mutant and they can't do that.
I know, but I mean you could have it from the experiment. It's her second movie. We're getting way off topic here. That's why this show's called The Ramblers. Anyway,
they're like being born with powers doesn't exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I know, but like
at least so far.
Even since her experiments have happened, like do it since then.
They're gonna it's looking like they're about. She took down Vision for crying out loud.
She's only a telekinetic in those movies. That's all she is.
That's
she
what
doesn't have magic
so far.
I know. I'm saying that Marvel movies.
No, she's not as powerful
movies,
as in the comics because if she was, she literally in the comics can tear through other realities.
Yeah, I know.
She can destroy another Earth if she wanted to. That's crazy.
Saying, well, I mean, at least give her some magic. I'm saying that X-Men, MCU, DC, all of you need to realize you're kind of playing it safe. I mean, Marvel, MCU is getting it that they don't need to play that safe.
Yeah, they're starting to.
But like with Doctor Strange. But I mean, like get crazy. We want crazy.
Yeah, Doctor Strange looks
like we've had the regular stuff. We like that. We want more. We want more crazy. We read comic books for a reason.
Yeah.
Like
these comic books, there's a reason they're the biggest movies in the world right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what X-Men's doing. Their biggest property right now is Deadpool. Deadpool made more money than any of the X-Men movies, any of them. I think it just goes to show you if you make a movie straight from the comic, it will do well. People will go.
People want their faithful recreations of what they love. We already love comics. Everyone knows that. But we want it on the screen. That's where it's meant to be. That's the next level of the art form that we want.
It's kind of like books to movies. Like almost all the successful book to movie adaptations are almost straight from the book. I can name a lot of examples. Lord of the Rings. Well, I mean, extended editions maybe are pretty dang close. Harry Potter's pretty close. Yeah, I mean, movies like I love the Percy Jackson series. Movies are awful. The two that they made. Aragon. I don't even want to talk about Aragon.
You guys know what Aragon did to me.
Oh, I remember that video.
You haven't watched.
I'm reading Aragon again right now, and I love it.
So
and
good.
The movies just
The movie's
anyway.
so bad.
That's another topic. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I know people are saying this a lot, but the X-Men franchise is kind of winding to a close. It's kind of not really going anywhere anymore. I mean,
it's like they're trying
to reboot it. Yeah.
No one is begging for this reboot.
No.
No one is.
I know maybe it's too late to put them in the MCU, but Disney could do something with them.
It would be overcrowded. Hey guys, my camera just died because we just filmed 2 Rambler episodes in a row, and my camera has a low battery. Anyway, we're just gonna finish it up here because we're really tired. Collin has places to be. I'm filming off my phone, so if the quality is crap, I apologize. It's gonna be crap. We're tired.
So you just want to hear our voices.
Yeah. Our
you might want to see our looks.
And look at our beautiful coffee mugs.
What were we gonna say?
Don't look at the laundry in the corner of the room. Just like, it's the perfect format to do it. So just do it. That's what I was getting at. Do you have anything more you want to add?
Just Fox, what are you doing?
Like, stop screwing it up worse.
Like Fantastic Four was just awful.
You fixed it with Days of Future Past. That was the purpose of the whole movie. Mm-hmm. So
Fantastic Four.
Why'd you do this?
Fantastic Four was awful.
It's horrible.
God.
It was worse than the other one.
Now, Deadpool is one of the best comic book movies I've ever seen.
Yes.
So Fox is doing a good job in some areas, and it's like half and half. Like, there's Fantastic Four, which is like the pinnacle of a bad superhero movie.
Then there's Deadpool.
And then there's Deadpool, which is like the best part of the superhero movie. And then X-Men's just kind of in the middle with ranging movies. So Fox is just kind of hit and miss all the way through.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, the only bad movies they've had besides Fantastic Four were X3, Origins,
and this one.
So
you agree? Yeah.
I mean, maybe not bad, but just
bad.
It's okay.
Would you tell people to go see it?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. The Quicksilver scene alone, I would say, is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
It's amazing, especially to see on the big screen.
Okay, I wouldn't say go see this movie. I didn't enjoy it enough. I did enjoy the Quicksilver scene, but just wait till it's on YouTube to look it up. And then I'm sure someone will make a compilation of the innuendos in this movie, because there were plenty. Just watch that. Those are the 2 aspects of this movie worth watching, in my opinion. Rating.
I'd say 6 out of 10. I'll give it a 6. I was when I left the theater, I was thinking 6 or 7, and I was only gonna say 7 because of Quicksilver, but because of that one Quicksilver scene. But now I'm gonna say 6 after pondering then our ratings could change in the future.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. As always, this is a first impressions video. We just finished seeing it, so we can change whatever we want. That's why we say it's a first impression video, because we are fickle men.
We are not perfect.
Not thick old men.
Sometimes we need to see movies.
Not thick old men. Fickle men.
Sometimes we need to see movies 2, 3, or 4 times to get a good impression of it.
Like Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Did you like it better the second time?
Yeah, I loved it. I liked it way more the second time.
Okay, because off topic a little bit. He did not like The Force Awakens that much when he first saw it.
I'd give it it didn't live up to the hype. But I mean, what movie could live up to that hype?
I liked it. I loved it.
But did it live up to the hype for you?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it was kind of a recreation of the original, but
I didn't even care about that. The script was like, that was my biggest.
I don't know.
But
anyway,
I mean,
that's
watching it the second time, I thought I was okay with it.
What was your Ready?
Oh yeah, this is the first impressions video. That's what we were saying.
Yep.
But we finished that, and we rambled about it, which is our thing. I'd give this movie a 4 out of 10.
About what I expected from him.
Yeah, it was below average. It would be close to a 3 out of 10. It was. I just.
That bad? You gave Batman a 2.
Yeah.
It was not as bad as Batman. Not even close.
How was it better?
Did you just say that?
Yeah, like.
Did you just say that?
This was a very boring movie.
Had your hands up.
That's why this is 2 points higher than Batman vs Superman.
In Batman vs Superman, you were laughing hysterically.
I was laughing hysterically at some of the scenes in this movie.
Okay.
This movie. Okay, I will close with this, and then we'll be done because we're tired, and we'll strangle each other. Collin will punch me in the arm for no reason, inside joke, and then, and then he will strangle me. This movie had a lot of the same issues for me, at least, as Batman vs Superman. So I cannot personally recommend it, but he can. So if you don't like it, blame him and love me.
If you're a fan of the X-Men, go see it. I mean,
I'm sure you guys have already, if you're fans of X-Men. But if you're just an average moviegoer, or
if you're an average moviegoer, you could skip this.
You're okay with skipping the bad X-Men movies, then skip this. Yeah. Good. Okay.
But I mean, if you're planning on seeing more X-Men movies in the future, this does a good job of setting up the next movie. If and when they plan on doing it. Oh, come on, you're so giddy.
For the costumes. For costumes. For costumes. Okay.
That's it. Anyway.
Next time we'll try and have better battery. I should have charged it between anything to do that.
Peace.
Collin had the closing word he wanted to say to you guys. Ooh, that was dramatic.
Was that which one?
They're both just stupid. Do the one that could exclusively work for this movie, not the other.
Have a foxy night.
I'm gonna go hang myself now. See you guys.